So we had a phone call, got a little off track. But in other words, you are broadcasting your future with your thoughts. It's being created that way. It's very important that you understand that you're broadcasting into the future whatever it is that you want. Can you imagine yourself in a nice house? Can you imagine yourself with a beautiful bride? Can you imagine yourself with a loving family? You understand? Can you imagine yourself as the corporate leader of the company you now work for? Can you imagine yourself as owning a business that is way more prosperous than the one you are owning right now? For your future, the blueprints of your future are what you imagine yourself to be. In other words, if your boss came to you and said, "Hey, I need a building tomorrow. I need to put a building up. We need a bigger building. We need to expand. We need to expand. We need to become greater than we are. We need to put our business into a new building." The first thing you have to do is imagine, what does that building look like? Is it 10,000 square feet or 150,000 square feet? Does it have trees in the parking lot? Yeah. Does it have a parking lot? You get this, you kind of get the gist of this, okay? If you cannot imagine yourself any better than where you are, then you're never going to get there. So, in your spare time, in your imagination time, when you're sitting down discussing things with your friends, be certain that the things you're discussing are what you desire for your life. Imagine yourself in that position, taking care of those things. Bring yourself to that point where you can imagine this. Little bit at a time. You don't have to build the whole building today, brother, sister, or sexually unsure of who you are. I don't care. You don't have to build it all at one time. You just have to build it. You've got to be able to imagine your company doing very well. You've got to be able to imagine yourself being successful. You have to be able to imagine yourself being that person which has been entitled and enlightened by God to create what is going to be your life. And it's not going to be, it is being your life. You understand? You're not beginning creation now. You've been creating all your life. Now you're going to focus yourself. You've learned the tools of imagination before realization. Isn't that neat? It becomes your imagination before it becomes your realization. A coin, a tagline, that's cool. Okay, that's real cool. And it's absolutely certain true. I promise you. The more you discuss this with yourself, the more you plan these things with yourself, the more you dedicate yourself to being that person, the quicker that person shows up in you. You understand? You may want these positions, but the person that is in charge of that position has to be you. You understand? You have to be in charge of that. You have to be able to imagine yourself as that person who puts on that suit and is in charge of all of that. When does it start? It starts today. If you're the janitor of the company you want to run, then dang it, be the best janitor there ever was. Not just the janitor, but all around good guy. All around caring person. All around concerned of the well-being for everyone around you. If you're going to run this stuff, you've got to be concerned of the well-being for those around you too. just like the one that's doing it now is. He's concerned about your job and concerned about his. His job is to be concerned about what you're doing. You need to be concerned about what you're doing and how you can help other people get their job done. That's what your boss does. He helps you get your job done. Well, be concerned enough about you to get your job done. And put the clothes on that are the man's clothes that you want to wear. You don't have any nice clothes? Well, there's a start. Go get you a nice shirt. You don't dine at nice restaurants? Well, there's a start. Take your family to a nice restaurant. Start living the lifestyle you want now. And the lifestyle you want will be the one you live. Don't get it confused with break the bank and spend all your cash, dummy. It's not what I said. Make sure you're taken care of there too. If you don't have the money to take your family out to dinner, do not take your family out to dinner. But you can still be the man that brings it home. You can still be the one that's in charge. You can still be the one that's living large. You can still be the one that has the loving, most kind family. You can still talk about your future with your family and your friends until they believe it too. Because if you're broadcasting your future and you're broadcasting the future that you want to live and telling other people around it, and you've convinced someone else that you respect and love and care about that that's exactly what's going to happen. Now they have a broadcast future of the person you're going to be and are becoming. They can see it too. Now look at that. How much more powerful is two people focused on your situation? And so on, and so on, and so on. You understand? When you sit in muck, let's just call it the negatives, the mucks, the negatives about your life, you share that experience with another human being. And guess what? It's really easy to focus on how bad it is. Excuse me. It's very easy to focus on how bad it is. We all tend to do that rather easily. We can also focus on how good it is and realize that is the way it is supposed to be. Life is supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be fun. Start enjoying it now. It's called appreciation for the moment you have right now. And remember, think about the things you love, want, desire. And understand that those are the things God loves and desires to bring into your experience. But you're the one that's directing the movie. You're the one that's telling the screenplay, that's writing the screenplay, right? The script. You're writing it. What are you saying? What are you doing? Bring these things into your experience and watch as your life gets better and better and better. As your relationship with God improves, as your relationship with all that is. When you have a relationship with God that is providing the very future you have. Are you getting it? Your relationship with God provides the future you're looking to have. By sharing these things, by broadcasting these things, God can read the thoughts. He can see your imagination. She can, he can. The loving energy that is God can interpret your imagination and bring those very things that you've imagined into your experience if you'll stay on the path that leads to that experience. Next thing you know, your beautiful home, you're living in it. Your wonderful family, they're all around you. The job that you've been thinking about wanting, the career, the business, the opportunity that you've so much wanted is yours.